Okay, this is the second battle report. This game I'm actually playing in. I'm playing 500 points of Bretonnian Warband. My opponent is playing Lizardmen. Remember, we're on a 4x4 board, so it's kind of small. The terrain, looking from left to right, we've got a piece of impassable terrain on the left, and on the right there's a set of woods. My opponent's army, from left to right, he's got a unit of 2 Croxagores, a unit of skirmishing skinks, and up top there he's got a unit of skinks with a Croxagore attached, a level 2 skink priest, and another unit of skirmishing skinks. My army, I've got a unit of peasant archers, 11, and I have a unit of knights of the realm with full command, another unit of the knights of the realm, full command, and a paladin. Alright, let's get right to it. The Bretonnians prayed on the first turn, so the Lizardmen choose to take the first turn. And pretty standard, they marched up with both sets of skinks. The Croxagores on the left move up right behind the skinks, and the skink unit on the right moved up a little bit behind them. There's another picture of the guys on the left. Okay. Also, the skink priest has this little jumping thing that lets him fly 20 inches, and he is off the screen to the right. I didn't get a photo of the guy over there, but he's off to the right of the woods, just off screen. And he casts the spell that gives him D6 strength 4 wounds, and he shoots my peasants, who are doing a fine job of screening the knights, is what is their job. Promptly rolls 6 D6 hits, wounds with all 6, and 6 dead peasants. So, peasants pass their morale using the knights that were within 6 inches. On the Bretonnian first turn, the peasants march up. They're going to continue to try to screen the knights. And both of the knights move up to set up charges for the next turn. So, here we are at Lizardman turn 2. What's happened is he's moved his skink priest up, flew the little sucker back behind my noble knights of the realm, planning on doing bad things. The skinks all move up, and the crocs and the skinks with the crocs just line up, getting ready to lure me into a trap, it appears. So the magic and shooting phase kind of went good for me. He out of all the skink shots, he managed to kill 1 peasant bowman, which was not enough for a check. And I don't remember if he did not get a spell or if he got it off and I blocked it with my 2 dispel dice. I don't remember, but either way, net no result on the shooting or magic, or very little. Forgot to take a picture here, so I'm just going to reuse this one. There was a lot of discussion since I'm fairly new to Warhammer. We talked about this phase a lot, and my opponent was who's a lot more experienced than I am, was kind enough to kind of walk me through this. But I'll talk about the decision makers here, because I learned a lot in this turn, especially how effective skirmishers can be at messing up charges and such. My original thought was to charge the 2 knights in the order shown here. I was going to charge knight 1 at the skinks up top, and then I was going to charge the other knights at the other skinks. As we started talking about the options, it was clear that this probably wasn't a good idea. And the reason why is, if I charge the knights at skink number 1, he would just hold, which I would move forward, hit the skinks, and then it would block my other knight, and then I would probably kill the skinks and then carry on to the Croxagores. And at that point, there was a risk that on his turn he could get a flank charge with his skink unit into the flank of my knights. and vice versa. If I charge the other knights, the number 2 charge into the skinks, once again he would hold. It would block my other charge. I would kill the skinks, carry into the skinks with a Kroxigor, and then on his turn he could charge the Kroxigors into the flank. And since I did not want either one of these two to happen, I figured I would only declare one of the charges. So I declared charge number 1, thinking that if I got into those Kroxigors, that his skinks with the Kroxigor probably wouldn't have enough, or it would be close, but they might not have enough move distance to get into the flanks of the knights with that wheel. So that was the idea. So I ended up declaring charge 1 and not declaring charge 2. As it turns out, it didn't matter, because when I declared the charge, the skinks at this point, there was no reason for them to hold, so they ran. And when they ran, he rolled a 4. So my knights ran him down and hit the Kroxigors on my turn, which meant there's a decent chance this knight unit could kill the Kroxigor and a unit and then not even be there for the flank charge. So we roll combat. I do 1 wound. Rubber lances. Good God, it was crazy. Matter of fact, the only wound I did was done by a horse. Out of a paladin, a champion, 3 knights, I got 1 wound done by a horse. What do you do? These guys aren't Knights of the Realm anymore. They're getting demoted to... I was tempted to make them yeomen, but that'd be too much repainting. I'm probably going to use them as Knights Errant until they earn their way back. But anyway, enough of that. But nonetheless, 1 wound apiece. I had mass, banner, and a rank. So he was -4, I think, on the leadership. Something like that. Fails his leadership, and the soon-to-be Knights Errant ran him down. So, all in all, as it ended up, it didn't matter. But there you go. I learned a lot on that turn.